My name is Corbin. I married a woman named Leah. She was the love of my life. She was not from a rich family. She was a simple, kind woman. Her heart was full of sunshine. We did not have a lot of money. We lived in a small apartment, but it was our home. It was a happy place. We cooked together. We laughed together. We had everything we needed. We had each other. My parents were a different story. They were very, very rich. They lived in a huge mansion. They owned a big family business. They were powerful people. And they did not approve of my wife. From the first day, they were cold to her. They never liked Leah. They thought she was not good enough for me. They thought she was not good enough for our family. I remember my wedding day. My parents did not smile. My mother came to me. Her face was like a stone. She said, "That woman is not right for you, Corbin. She is from a poor family. She will hold you back in life." My father said the same thing. He said, "A man needs a strong wife. A wife from a good family. Not a simple girl who works in a flower shop." Their words were a poison. But I loved Leah. I did not listen to them. My parents gave me a choice. $1,000,000 or my poor wife. I did not know what to do. A year passed. My life with Leah was happy. But my life with my parents was a quiet war. They were always polite. But their eyes were always cold. They always made Leah feel small. One day, my father called me. He asked me to come to his office. He said it was very important. I went to his big, fancy office. My mother was there too. They both looked very serious. My father sat behind his huge wooden desk. He looked like a king on a throne. He said, "Corbin, we are getting old. It is time to think about the future of our family business." I listened. I did not say anything. He continued, "The business is very successful. It is worth a lot of money. It can all be yours. The company, the mansion, all the money, a life with no worries." The offer was huge. It was a dream. But I knew there was a catch. There was always a catch with my parents. My father looked at me. His eyes were hard. He said, "We will give you everything. But you must do one thing for us." I waited. I could not breathe. I could not believe what I heard. Divorce Leah, the love of my life, for money. My mother spoke. Her voice was cold and sharp. She said, "We are doing this for you, son. She is a mistake. A mistake you can now fix. You can have a wonderful life. You just have to make the right choice." I left their office. I did not say yes. I did not say no. My mind was a storm. I drove home to my small apartment. I looked at our simple life. And I thought about the rich life I could have. The next few weeks were a nightmare. My parents' offer was a poison in my mind. I was in a deep, internal war. One part of my mind thought about the money. A life with no bills. a life with no worries. I could give Leah everything. A big house, a nice car, beautiful clothes. But I had to lose her to get the money. The other part of my mind thought about Leah. Her kind smile, her warm laugh, our simple, happy life. She was my real treasure. But my parents' words were in my head. She is holding you back. The secret was a heavy weight on my heart. It made me a different person. I became quiet and distant. I did not laugh anymore. I was always thinking. I was always worried. Leah noticed the change. She was not a stupid woman. She knew something was wrong. She tried to talk to me. She said, "Corbin, what is wrong? You seem so far away. You can talk to me. We are a team." But I could not tell her the truth. How could I tell my wife that my parents wanted to buy her out of my life? How could I tell her that I was thinking about it? The shame was too big. So I lied. I said, "I am just tired from work. I am sorry." My lie was a new wall between us. Our happy home became a quiet, sad place. The sunshine in her heart started to fade. She thought I did not love her anymore. My choice was simple. I could be a rich man without a soul. Or I could be a poor man with a heart full of love. One evening, I was looking through an old photo album. I saw a picture of me and Leah on our wedding day. We were so happy. We had nothing. But we had everything. We had love. I looked at her smiling face in the picture. And in that moment, the war in my mind was over. I knew my choice. I knew what I had to do. I drove to my parents' big mansion. They were in their fancy living room. They were waiting for my answer. I stood in front of them. I was not a weak boy anymore. I was a man. A man who knew the value of true love. My voice was calm and strong. I said, "I have thought about your offer. And I have made my decision." I looked at my father. I looked at my mother. I said, "I choose my wife. I choose Leah. I choose our love and our life together. You can keep your money. You can keep your business. I do not want it." My parents were shocked. They were angry. My father stood up. He said, "You are a fool, Corbin. You are choosing a poor girl over a fortune. You will regret this." I shook my head. I said, "No, father. I will never regret this. The only thing I regret is my silence. The only thing I regret is hurting my wife." I turned and I walked out of their house. I did not look back. I drove home. I felt so light. The heavy weight was gone from my heart. I was not rich, but I was free. I walked into our small apartment. Leah was sitting on the sofa. She looked so sad. I sat next to her. I took her hands. I told her everything. I told her about my parents' cruel offer. I told her about my stupid hesitation. I told her about my final choice. I told her I chose her. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Tears ran down her face. But they were not sad tears. They were happy tears. The wall between us fell down. She hugged me. She said, "You are a good man, Corbin. You are the only treasure I need." That night, our small apartment was not small anymore. It was the biggest mansion in the world. It was full of the only thing that mattered. It was full of love. I was not a rich man's son, but I was the richest man in the world. If you liked the story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.